I'm reading this one right from the testosterone subreddit guy asking, do I have low T? And these are his symptoms. Mentally and physically, very low self-esteem, defeatist mentality, low self-respect, not motivated, low ambition, very mopey, not interested in chasing women. Brother, you've got low testosterone. Hallmark symptoms of depression. And what happens in depression is you probably have low testosterone. This guy, he went and got tested. Guess what his levels were? His levels were, he was like 117. There's some girls that are higher than that. It is absolutely insane. So today we're going to talk about what testosterone does in the brain and how it can help improve symptoms as far as depression goes. I want to give you guys this information because mental health is a fucking crisis. And I get it, dude. Like, there's some days where I'm fucking struggling. I want to give you the bullets, so all you have to do is pull the trigger. So let's get right the fuck into it, okay? So testosterone, what it does, and obviously it is made internally. A lot of it is made in your testes. It goes systemic in your body, meaning it goes everywhere. It also goes into the brain. It does a couple of really interesting things when it goes into the brain. So we know if we're going to increase testosterone, we're also going to have a positive effect on the brain and these specific chemicals. The first chemical is dopamine. Dopamine is, as everyone says, it is your reward chemical. It's not that fucking simple, but dopamine is a massive reward chemical. Testosterone is going to increase dopamine activity, particularly in areas like the mesolimbic system, which is exactly your motivation and your reward center in the brain. It's the same thing that's lit up by like nicotine, smoking, having sex. It ties into that system and it helps improve it directly with dopamine. This is one of the biggest reasons why people who improve their testosterone are able to feel significantly better and their depression almost completely goes away. If not completely goes away, for something like over 90%. The next biggest one is going to be serotonin. Now, serotonin is really interesting. It not only increases serotonin, but it also specific receptor that serotonin actually increases the sensitivity to it. So you're having an uptick in serotonin, and you're also having the sensitization of serotonin in the receptor. If you think about what do most people get treated with, they get treated with an SSRI, which is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Basically, it says, hey, we don't need to remove all this serotonin. We need to keep it in the system so that we can just keep plugging it into the receptor. That's what SSRIs basically do. But your fucking testosterone could do that for you indirectly. So it's great. So that's one of the biggest, those two, I would say, are probably the biggest fucking reasons why people who are able to significantly reduce, if not completely, get rid of their depression. The next biggest one that I have, and this is kind of going further down the line, it's involved with testosterone. It helps the fucking brain, but I don't know if this is like totally towards depression. But it's worth mentioning, right? GABA. GABA, which is GABA aminobutyric acid. That is what GABA is. And GABA in the brain is responsible for so many things. The biggest thing is it is a natural antioxylytic effect. So this is going to reduce racing thoughts, the feeling of like tension in your brain and in your body. It is so beneficial for that. And it also helps significantly with the chemical signal modulation as far as like this receptor takes this and then it goes to this receptor. It helps enhance and improve that. It says, oh yeah, this should stop. This should go. This one can do this. That is how neurons fire and how neurons work, and this helps significantly improve that. So obviously depression is a pathology of the brain, and so which means it's something that's abnormal. So when we have testosterone coming into the brain and it improves GABA, it is going to improve these neurochemical pathways and how they fire. That's, I think, the best way to put it. It's also worth mentioning you can have things like brain-derived nootropic factor, and also things like cortisol indirectly are blunted through the testosterone. It's an indirect pathway, but brain-derived nootropic factor is something that can help reduce depression and can help reduce things like anxiety as well. And so you experience an uptick in this when you have more testosterone. So that uptick in testosterone is going to cause an uptick in BDNF, and then it's going to help the brain heal naturally. It's going to help keep you sharper, stronger, more mentally resilient. You're not going to be as prone to these massive mood swings that a lot of people feel. The other big thing is testosterone indirectly blunts cortisol. Now, cortisol in the brain is something that causes inflammation. That chronic inflammation is something that can absolutely contribute to depression as well. So when you reduce it with the use of optimal testosterone, you are able to calm the inflammation of the brain. And as we know, if my arm is super inflamed, it's not going to work as well as it fucking should be working. It's going to be huge. It's going to be swollen, looking like Popeye. But, I mean, like, your brain can function so much better if it has a little bit less cortisol, and testosterone indirectly helps mitigate those symptoms and mitigate those pathways. I hope you guys found this video beneficial and useful. If you guys are looking for ways to optimize your testosterone, please look into the channel. Please hit me up for coaching if you feel like you need specific coaching and for someone to help you. Guys, I love you so much. Take care. Best of luck.